Okay.
First question, how much Riz do you think you have?
How much Riz do I think I have? A low amount. Honestly.
I don't know why. It's like it's so many different reasons, and I'm like trying to figure out which one is like the reason.
I really like the idea of reporting on stories from communities that are really underrepresented. When I was in elementary school, I joined my elementary school's little student paper. It was called the Panther Print, and I was in charge of gathering poetry from the other 3rd and 4th graders, and I really fell in love with it there. Obviously, I didn't know what a journalist was yet, but that was kind of revisited when I was in high school. I started reading more articles, did more research, and knew that this was really what I wanted to do.
My grandpa, he was always just really big on like telling me stories growing up, like little bedtime stories, and it was always really fun. It was a way that we bonded. When I entered high school, I remember my friends were telling me about the newspaper class, and they were like, there's a trip to Chicago, and I was like, I have to go. So then I was like, okay, I guess I'll like try it out. And I ended up really liking it. I enjoyed writing, I enjoyed like collaborating with other people on stories, and also doing layout design for like print.
And I just really fell in love with speaking with musicians and artists. I found them really receptive to interview questions, and I found them really creative in their answers, and that was something that I wanted to continue being around and continue learning from, is people who could see society outside of the structures of society. And the best way that I could find to put myself in that position was as a journalist, and then it just grew from there.
Recently started a column at Slam Magazine, which has always been my dream favorite publication growing up. And I started a column focusing on HBCU basketball and the lack of media representation that it gets. I interviewed Spike Lee for the 25th anniversary of He Got Game, which is a very popular basketball movie, and with Denzel Washington and Ray Allen. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to more though.
I'm the editor-in-chief of The Hilltop, which is Howard University's student newspaper and the oldest Black collegiate newspaper in the country. And it's a lot of responsibility, but it's something that I cherish a lot. And I'm really fortunate to be able to be in this position and, impact our campus, and just being able to work with other talented student journalists, Black student journalists, at an institution like Howard University is just something I wouldn't trade for the world.
I did a documentary clip on my father, who's a construction worker. The prompt of the assignment was to highlight an artist. And so for me, I always thought of my dad as like an artist. It was kind of like the only job he had to like help our family, but it's also the job that like I feel like helped get me to where I was in life. It was based on my dad's like love for creation, instead of taking like something that like, oh, a construction worker, like, like it's just like hard work and manual work, but I was able to like turn it into like, this is a man who like cares for his family, who works super hard and still like loves to create a home for someone. He is an artist. It's also like highlighting a small role like in society that we overlook. It's something I'm really I'm proud of, and my dad like shows it to everyone, and it's so cute. He's so proud of it.
It was a grant-funded solutions project, and it was on activism in California, specifically against the deportation of formerly incarcerated refugees. You have people who finish serving their sentences, these crazy 20, 30-year sentences for these really small crimes, are finally looking forward to getting back with their families. But at that point, after serving their entire sentence, California's prison system transfers them over to ICE, and they're facing deportation. Once we published the article, the Asian Law Caucus sent it out in their newsletter. And so that was the first time I was like, whoa, this actually matters.
Started my journalism career in Iceland. Bjork had come back and was on tour. Since I was on the culture and music beat, they wanted to put me on that story. I had not listened to any of Bjork's music for like 10 years. So I stayed up all night listening to her album, and I was just eating a lot of crackers. And when I got to the interview, I was just completely dead tired and really full on crackers, and did kind of a horrible job, but it was a good experience, and now I have a byline with Bjork.
Basketball is my favorite thing in the world, and hip hop is a close second. I live in New York City, and I'm into a lot of the stuff that a city like New York provides: streetwear, footwear, sports, music, culture, food, traveling. I would say my favorite things outside of journalism, definitely basketball and hip hop and my family and all that cliche, cute stuff.
Oh man, I don't know. Make money, survive, be happy. Honestly, in terms of my career, like that's how I think about it. I heard it put, someone was like, okay, like make enough money to survive without hating yourself. That's the like, I guess what drives me outside of that is like I really enjoy just like being with people and feeling like I'm part of like a group, and kind of, you know, building community together, helping each other, and just like finding joy in life.